Alright, so this is a tutorial on how to use vrHive as shown in the Project Cars game apps by the community page. So we've got all these, and we're going to just focus on this one today, vrHive. And for the installation, if you have these things already, you can just launch the application now. It'll give you an installer, and you can just install it, no worries. So once you get that installed, we're just going to go ahead and fire it up. And what we're doing is this application controls the heads-up display on another computer or this computer, but it's not part of the game. It's an external heads-up display, and the data is sent through the network to another computer, which I will be showing in this video. It takes a little while to start up here. So I have another video where my setup shows my netbook, which has the heads-up display on it, and the desktop, which is running Project Cars. So I will be referring to those in this video as it's set up the same way. Let's wait for this to start up. I don't know why it's doing this. Alright, here we go. So we're on the desktop right now, and what we're going to want to do is go to app configuration. Don't touch anything else. And this first part is just core features, so nothing too important here. You can put in your online name if you want. There are also wizards up here. They do the same thing as this, so if you want to use that, that's fine, but it's easier to show it all on one page here. So you're going to want to make sure that the data connection networking, that's the most important part, is filled out right. So for the desktop, we're going to want to go, these two are grayed out, so you can't change them, but we're going to want to go server. It might be on client for default, so you want to go server. And this remote IP address is not relevant to us right now. We don't need it. Only used in client mode. And the remote local port number is by default this number right here. And we will not change this. This will be the same. I mean, you can change it if you want, but you just have to make sure it's an open port, and this one usually is. And this is important as well, the local PC IP address. So we will maybe have to write this down. 10.1.2.15 or whatever yours is. It might be different. So this down here is Windows and Dash pages. We've got the gauge movement. So if it's set to 0 by default for refresh rate, it won't refresh at all. You might have to change it to 5 or even 10 if you want it smoother. And then you've got these options for the dash layout for both windows. I only go with one. And this down here isn't too important. We don't have to change anything there. Alright, so now we're on the other computer. The second one we will be using as the client for this. So this will be the one that actually displays the heads-up display while we're playing the game. And this is like the one that's in my video. So same thing here. We're just going to go to app configuration. It's a bit slow. And the same thing with the top part. You don't have to worry too much about it. But with the data connection and networking, it's a bit different this time. So yeah, again, these two are grayed out, so you don't have to touch them. And for operation mode, we're going to want to make sure client is selected this time. And the remote IP address by default might be some long thing that might not be relevant. So you have to change it. Make sure the one that we wrote down earlier or remembered from earlier as the local PC IP address from the first computer is in here. So the 10.1.2.15. And then the remote local port number will be the same as the first one. So I just kept it as a default. And the rest is not important. So again, you have all the same settings. Now we're going back to the desktop, the first computer, and we're all ready to go. So we should go connect data source, and we're going to see in the bottom left that it says server running. And this is important because when we see this little green check mark in the bottom corner, we know that it's doing what it's supposed to. It's acting as a server at the IP address that we specified. And now going once more back to the netbook or the second computer, the client, we have the first one running as a server, so we're going to go connect data source. And then you're going to get the dash window that comes up. So it's waiting for the game to start. And as soon as you start the game, you should see these dials work. And well, you have to start the race first, but you will see these dials work. And then it says client connect in the bottom left. That's what you want to see before you start the game. And one last thing, you may have to change with recording to the game itself. You're going to have to go to options and hub, visuals, hardware, and make sure use shared memory is on yes. It might be on no as default, so you have to make sure it's on yes.